spokes might be any one of a dozen different races or religions. So, if you're no Superman, it must be the American way of doing things that makes you the luckiest guy in the world.
I don't think I'm so lucky.
You don't? Well, let me show you.
Who's the character?
That's your grandfather, Joe.
Oh.
He had to work 69 hours a week to earn a living because he had only inexpensive hand tools and his own strength to help him make things. Your grandfather was a powerful man, yet his strength equaled only 1/10 of a horsepower. You have hundreds of horsepower in this costly giant of a machine to multiply your strength and efficiency 1,000 times. This makes it possible for you to earn more than any worker in history. And still have leisure time each day to enjoy life.
To catch up, Europeans knew they had to be more productive themselves. Under the Marshall Plan, managers were brought over on visits to see the American way on its home ground. Jean Dubertret was in a party of French engineers.
Le but personnel d'un tel voyage.
The aim of working in different atmospheres. Methods are one thing, they're a question of technique. But the way men relate to each other fascinated me.
Ça m'a toujours passionné.
Gonna take me a press, gonna take me some steel, gonna take my 2 hands and build an automobile.
Point de vue productivité, je sais.
As far as productivity was concerned, I knew that we lost a lot of time doing useless things, and that we didn't really look into it too deeply.
Et on les étudiait pas. Mais en Amérique, tout se mesure. Même la manutention.
But in the States, they measured everything, even the handling which goes on in the workshop, the way parts move around.
D'atelier à l'autre, cette manutention. Donc c'est intéressant de voir comment.
So it was interesting to see how the Americans went about analyzing the different elements making up production costs much more precisely than we did.
Précise que nous.
Put a brand new body on a brand new frame. Tighten her up and give it a name. Call it a dot.
And the French also saw how American workers lived.
We were struck by the fact that everyone could have a car, a house, and a garden.
D'avoir sa voiture, sa maison, son jardin. Mais à ce moment-là, télévision.
They had everything: television, freezer, refrigerator, the lot.
Tout était là. Alors les ouvriers étaient absolument.
Our workers were astonished to find this was available to everybody.
Une chose qui était à la portée de tout le monde.
The lessons were learnt so rapidly that Europe began to be transformed in the 1950s. The most spectacular recovery came in Germany.
The first post-war Volkswagens were produced in a plant 60% destroyed by bombs. Less than 10 years later, an American-trained German expert had turned the company into one of the world's largest automobile manufacturing firms. New machines slashed the number of man-hours required to produce one car from 400 to 100. It's an industrial success story that seems miraculous.
George Steger worked as a cylinder grinder in Wolfsburg.
Ich erinnere mich noch ganz genau.
I remember when the millionth car left the production line. It was decorated with garlands and flowers. There was a large bouquet on the front. It looked beautiful, and we were so proud.
Also, es war ein Fest, das ich
The party was unbelievable.
dass es sowas überhaupt gibt. Das ganze Volkswagenwerk hat
The
mitgefeiert.
whole factory
Die ganze
celebrated.
Stadt hat
The whole town
mitgefeiert.
celebrated.
Also, es
It was
war
amazing.
Man konnte sich nicht vorstellen. Die Leute haben auf den Straßen